Parliament is the home of British politics.
It's the place where laws are made.
Planning, affordable housing and land compensation bill.
Second reading what day?
22nd of March, sir.
22nd of March 2019.
And often, fierce debates are had.
What are you playing at?
Amidst the shouting and jeering and cheering, it's one of the oldest parliamentary systems in the world.
But how exactly does it work?
Parliament is made of three parts: the House of Commons, the House of Lords, and the Crown, who mostly plays a ceremonial part in the puzzle. At the start of the state opening of Parliament, the Queen presents the government's agenda for the coming session. It's the only time on a regular basis when all three constituent parts come together.
The House of Commons is where elected members of Parliament represent their areas known as constituencies.
There are 650 of them, and nearly all of them subscribe to a political party, like the Conservatives or Labour. That means any single party who wins 326 seats, more than the other parties put together at a general election, can form a majority government. The government have the job of running the country. Everything from the NHS through to the prison service and how much tax you have to pay is all decided by the government. Having a majority means a government finds it much easier to pass the legislation it wants to, as typically MPs vote for the policies their party has put forward. A minority government needs the support of MPs from other parties in order to pass any legislation, so it's far harder for it to do the things it wants to, and that's what led to THERESA May striking a deal with the DUP.
Inside the House of Commons, MPs debate and propose new laws. The Commons creates new legislation through yes or no votes, ayes for yes and noes for no.
The ayes to the right, 202. The noes to the left, 432.
The second part of Parliament is the House of Lords.
With 800 peers, the Lords brings a whole host of knowledge and experience from different backgrounds and specialisms. Most members are appointed by the Prime Minister and described as life peers, but some members from the opposition are also accepted. There have been calls to abolish the House of Lords because, unlike the Commons, Lords are not elected by the British public. Non-party members can also be put forward by the House of Lords Appointments Commission because they hold specialist knowledge, such as science and economics, to help run the country.
Together, the two houses challenge the work of the government, hold debates and pass laws.
But how does an idea get turned into an Act of Parliament? MPs and Lords scrutinise, debate and amend bills through several stages. It's up to the Speaker of the House to ask MPs if they approve a bill, and if there's not a clear majority, then a vote is held.
Division! Clear the lobby!
Members of the Lords will enter either the content or not content lobby, and Commons MPs divide into aye and noes. Their votes are then counted by tellers, who report the numbers back to the Speaker.
Ayes to the right, 441. The noes to the left, 105.
The House of Lords could previously veto legislation up until the early 20th century, but after the Parliament Act was reformed for a second time in 1949, peers could only delay a bill for up to a year. But even then, the elected government in the Commons can reintroduce the bill and pass them without consent from peers in the following session. If both houses agree, it's sent to the Queen, and once it has the royal consent, it becomes an official Act of Parliament.
As the political landscape changes with the emergence of potential new parties like the Independence Group, who knows how Parliament itself will evolve in years to come.